And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Okay, starting out with some watches and warnings and advisories, actually watches or advisories and warnings here. Winter weather advisory for the central and western Arctic coast out for tonight and tomorrow. Also here around Anatuvik Pass and down in toward the Fairbanks area, some winter weather advisories there. And winter storm warning continues here for portions of the Seward Peninsula for the night tonight, with winter weather advisories everywhere else here from Kotzebue on down to Unalakleet and into the Kuskokwim Delta. Winter storm warning for Galena on down to the southwest there. And a high wind warning continues tonight for the Alaska Range for those strong wind gusts. And a winter weather advisory for the Copper River Basin for snow. And here on the southwest coast, Kuskokwim Delta, winter weather advisories out there for snow and gusty winds. And for the Bristol Bay area, that's a high surf advisory out for tonight. And avalanche warning continues here for the eastern Kenai Peninsula on up to Chugach State Park, eastward over there toward Valdez and northern Prince William Sound for the heavy snow and wind, creating serious avalanche potential for all those areas. Moving on to satellite imagery, here's a big storm that came northward today earlier on in this position here in the front, still to the west of the Kenai Peninsula there, but through the day moving northward here over the southwest interior, and the front pushing eastward, spreading some wind and rain into the central and north coast of the Panhandle, with strong winds gusting 55 miles an hour at Gulkana today out of the south. And the heavy wind and rain late last night and early this morning, coming down now over south central Alaska. Still pretty windy conditions though, but losing those 50 to 90 mile an hour wind gusts we saw across the Anchorage area into the hillside, Turnagain Arm area, all the way down to Portage and up toward Eagle River and Palmer, along with the heavy precipitation that occurred with it. A lot of clouds up here to the north and also back out here over the Bering Sea. Colder air coming down, bringing snow showers to the Pribilof Islands, mixed rain and snow showers into the central Aleutians. And rolling that through again, you can see this low center actually back out toward the southwest coast a little bit, pulling northward tonight toward the Seward Peninsula. But today, up over the Yukon Delta at mid-afternoon today, and the front pushing eastward here. A lot of lines across southern Alaska supporting those strong winds. South to north flow here. Again, a lot of moisture and heavy precipitation occurring across all of southern Alaska, pushing in toward the North Gulf of the north coast of the Panhandle. But dry north of the Alaska Range. Temperatures getting into the mid to upper 40s over some areas of the Tanana Valley there. And milder conditions about to push into the Arctic coast as well. And snow from Kotzebue along the northwest coast there down toward Nome, St. Lawrence Island, all the way down to the Pribilof Islands, with rain falling over much of the southwest interior today. Marshall carrying rain, and St. Mary's down to Bethel, and that same sort of pattern here off to the east and across the Susitna Valley. And snow showers scattered, much quieter conditions out over the central western Bering Sea and all of the Aleutians. For tonight, that center drifts northward here, moves northward over the Seward Peninsula, slowly weakening, the gradient slackening off, still windy around the center here, and gusty southwest winds, south and southwest winds into the southwest part of the state here into the Kuskokwim Valley. Rain and snow there, and also rain and snow now for the North Gulf Coast. Snowfall levels starting to come down a little bit here and staying dry over the eastern interior. And some more snow showers with this system pushing into the western Aleutians. Southeast coast, that front really weakens here, as you can see, but holding together enough to keep some periods of rain there over the central and southern areas. But that'll be ending along the central and south coast toward morning. And then for tomorrow, Monday, that low continues to weaken and pull northward to Noatak Valley there along the northwest coast, actually around Point Hope, Cape Lisburne, give or take in that area, but that'll produce snow from the western Arctic coast all the way down across Norton Sound, down to Amonic and St. Michael, Stebbins, those areas, but more isolated scattered snow showers for the Yukon, or for the Kuskokwim Delta, or the remainder of the Yukon Delta and the Kuskokwim Delta there. Widely isolated snow showers for Bristol Bay and the Alaska Peninsula. And much drier day tomorrow and a lot less wind here across south central Alaska, all of southern Alaska actually, even to the north through the Alaska Range there. Winds much lighter tomorrow afternoon. Next system though pulling northward, bringing this one taking a track off to the northeast here. So that'll be taking the bulk of the moisture and wind into the southeast coast and to a lesser extent here for the North Gulf Coast. And for the day on Tuesday, that system just washes out here along the coast, that front weakening. More rain for the southeast coast, rain and snow up north of Juneau, Klondike Highway, Haines area. And an area of snow possibly here into the southeast interior, but northern Copper River Basin northward there, possibly all the way up to Eagle. And clearing out though, drying for the Prince William Sound area. Pretty light winds, could be a very nice day Tuesday for the North Gulf Coast into south central Alaska here. Another system spreading more rain into Kodiak Island. A break here over the southwest and also over the North Slope and central Brooks Range. Weak trough here brings some light snow into the northwest part of the state and the Seward Peninsula down across Unalakleet, and some snow showers mostly out over the Bering Sea affecting the Pribilofs, with the Aleutians looking pretty nice here with light winds and fair amount of clearing. And for the lows tonight, single numbers here, 5 to 10 for the North Slope and the Arctic coast. Otherwise, pretty mild again for the interior, mostly in the 20s here for the interior areas, with Ambler forecast low of just 30 degrees. And lows in the lower to mid 30s, south central Alaska to Kodiak Island, as well as the Alaska Peninsula, mid-20s for the Pribilofs, down to 7 for Savunga, and near 40 here, into the 40s, or lower 40s for areas of the southeast coast. Highs tomorrow into the mid to upper 40s for the southern Panhandle. In the 30s again, mid to upper 30s here, southeastern part of the state, and mid 30s up into the Tanana Valley there around Fairbanks. Otherwise, pretty mild now, all the way out to the Arctic coast there, with teens and 20s in that area, as well as the North Slope. Lower 30s, 30 to 35 or so here over the northwest part of the state. Upper 30s, Kodiak Island, and cooler out over the Bering Sea. The lows now showing some cooler air coming in, so teens and lower 20s, south central Alaska, and still mostly, or just about everyone above zero. Could be -4 at Arctic Village, maybe the North Slope, but generally in that 5 to 10 degree range there. Mid upper or mid teens, 10 to 15 for the Tanana Valley, and highs not much higher than that. Looking at definitely cooler up in the central interior, with highs mostly in the teens over much of the state here, all the way out into the Bering Sea. Lower 30s for the Pribilofs, 10 to 15 for the North Slope and Arctic coast. Highs staying below freezing for a change for south central Alaska until you get down to Homer, 34 there, and 37 for Kodiak.